when they absolutely had to have a drive and a field goal. Yeah, you could get a field goal and tie the ball game. Josh Allen says, I want sweepstakes. I want it all. And he made you skip, you know, he has his leg. And for a big man, he can move. He looks like he's running fast. You know, a lot of times they don't look like, man, he ain't going. No, he's moving. And he doesn't have a problem getting his hands dirty. He gonna try to run over you. Josh Allen is not running over out of bounds. I don't know if that's good long-term for his long-term future or his long-term health, but right now, as a 27, 28-year-old, he's tremendous. The hurdle at the end to make sure he gets more yards, but Skip, he has the ability. He has the type of arm, and he's in the ideal situation. McDermott turned the play call over to Dorsey, Ken Dorsey, who played in this league for a little while. They did a great job. They do a great job of scheming things up. Stephon Diggs has changed his life because he has a guy that he can go to, he know in one-on-one situations, and he can make a play. And then Gabe Davis on the other side could easily be a quality one for any other team, but he happens to be the two, and he gets single coverage against the number 2 or 3 DB, he's going to make them pay. Dawson Knox, although he's not the name that a Kittles or a Kyle Pitts or a Kelsey or some of these other names, Skip, but he's a solid tight end. He can run. He run after the catch. He's a big target. They have a lot of weapons. And yesterday they were able to run the football. So which really, but I give both defenses credit. Both defenses played well. But it came down to Josh making plays when you have to make those plays. And at the end of the ball game, Skip, for whatever reason, he just loved playing in Arrowhead. Because when he goes there, he doesn't turn it over, and he puts up huge numbers. It's like he's perfect when he plays there. No turnovers, and he just no interception. You know, he fumbled the ball in the red zone. But I thought Josh Allen played really, really well. 4 or 5 on 4, converted a 4th down, 4 runs on the drive, including a 16-yard run, Skip. He played really well. And I think at the end of the ball game, Patrick reports the play that he shouldn't. But the thing I would say this, and you'll have to live with some of the mistakes that Patrick makes because those are some of the things that makes him great, Skip, that improvisational skill. But in a situation like this on the final drive, bro, stop trying to spread the ball around. Juju and Kelsey has been making plays for you all day. I understand that they drafted Sky Moore, and he's supposed to be the replacement to Tyreek, but you're trying to force feed him. He's not ready to be that guy just yet. Find Kelsey, find Juju, and let's go play football and get down the field, either get a touchdown to send this thing to overtime or get a game-winning touchdown drive. That's my only thing. But I thought Josh Allen was sensational. 27 of 40, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Legs had 12 carries. He had 12 carries, 32 yards. I thought he did an unbelievable job yesterday, and I think that was the difference in the ball game.
I mostly concur, except for your evaluation of my homeboy at home. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. Josh Allen won me over yesterday. Yeah. That was sensational.
Yeah, he legit.
Start to finish, sensational. You can argue he has 2 weapons he can trust, as opposed to Mahomes, who really only has Kelsey. 1 trustable weapon. Yes. But still, the first play of the game for me was Josh Allen nearly gets sacked for a safety. He got stopped at the 1-yard line. I thought for a second it was going to be a safety. Mm-hmm. And on the next play, it's 3rd and 13 from the 1-yard line, and he goes to Gabe Davis. If we could see this throw out of the end zone, this is the play of the game because you are in quote-unquote jail, man. Mm-hmm. You are going to be so stuck, backed up in your territory, and he dodges the rush and throws a bullet to Gabe Davis that gets them out of quote-unquote jail. That is a play. That is athletic ability and arm talent.
Right.
Arm strength, because this is a rocket.
Because if you don't get that, Skip, it's 3rd down. Now you're going to punt the ball back to them.
I think it was 3rd down.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
So you're going to give them the ball back, and so now they get a chance. You go down and score a touchdown. You're not going to get any points, and they might get points coming back the other way.
That is a fact. And instead, he goes the length of the field by eventually hitting Gabe Davis for the big one, the 34-yarder for the touchdown. Kansas City had 1 arm tied behind his back because it was down to that kid, Josh Williams, that rookie from Fayetteville State, which is in North Carolina.
I know where it is. We used to play him, yeah.
Did you really?
It's HBCU.
Fayetteville State. Welcome to the big time, young man, because he gets stuck one time, the first time on Gabe Davis, and the next time on Stephon Diggs in single coverage because they are blitzing. And the young man could not stand up to that tall task because that's a tall task.
I fought Spags. Skip, you got to know your personnel.
You just can't do it.
You can't put that kid in a situation like that.
Can't do it. It's 2 in a row.
No.
Those are the 2 biggest throws of the game by Josh Allen. They're both touchdowns. He's got a huge arm. They both can fly, obviously, and they run right by the kid, and he's just lost.
Yes.
And it wasn't like he got smoked or toasted.
Right.
He was pretty much there, but you just this is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
You're up against the best throwing to the best. And yet, now back to Patrick Mahomes. The unplay of the game, the biggest negative play of the game, you can argue the game-losing play of the game wasn't the last one by Mahomes. It was the first one by Mahomes because it's 3rd and 9 from the 9-yard line.
Right.
And he rolls out, and this is vintage classic Mahomes, and he got away with it a couple of games back. This time, he doesn't get away with it because he throws it up for grabs to Valdez-Scantling, and Elam goes right up and snatches it out of the sky.
But I'm saying, how many times does he keep throwing the ball to MVS, and he either drops it or this happens? Skip, if he throws that ball to Kelsey, I ain't got no problem with it. I got no problem because sometimes you give your best guys, you give them opportunities.
Yeah.
Like Josh Allen, he's going to give Stephon Diggs an opportunity to make a play, and sometimes the bad things might happen. Okay. But I'm not giving Isaiah McKenzie a jump ball situation in the end zone. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
If you look up in the definition, the dictionary, the definition of ill-advised, that's ill-advised.
Yes, of course.
That's what Andy Reid has let him get away with to a fault. That's how he has green-lighted him to polish Andy's genius because Andy still wants to say, look at me. I drafted that kid. Mm-hmm. I went up to, 10th in the first round. I snatched him right out from under everybody. I saw him coming before anybody. We had Patrick in the studio before the draft. Right. We didn't see him coming.
Well, I saw him. We both saw him against Oklahoma that night when he threw for over 700 yards. And I'm like, okay, he's going to be just like all the other Texas Tech quarterbacks, Skip, that threw for a gazillion yards and came to the NFL and didn't do anything. Kingsbury and all these other guys.
Guess who outgunned him that night? Believe it or not, Baker Mayfield.
I think Baker threw for 500.
He did, but they won the game. But the point was, I watched all those games, and I didn't see this.
No.
But Andy Reid sees that. So he's going to try to trick you with all kinds of flash and dash plays down in the red zone, and he's going to let Pat be Pat down in the red zone. He's going to let him run around and throw it left-handed or sidearm or behind the back or between the legs, and you can't keep doing it because this league is too good for that. They're going to get you. He's turning into Brett Favre to me, the bad Brett Favre, who you went into every game against Brett Favre. He'll throw you 2 or 3.
Right.
You just got to catch him.
Right.
Well, this is different because he'll throw them up for grabs. You just got to be ready because sometimes he'll pull it off because he's got some globetrotter in him. Skip, he's got some metal lark.
I think this play is different than the one against Tampa because there was really nobody in between. There was somebody in between, but Edwards-Helaire has snuck to the backfield. This is basically a jump ball. That wasn't a jump ball. That was a situation that he brought the defense to him. He did a little jump pass.
I don't even know what it was. It was like a push shot, like he shot a set shot.
But in this Skip, in this situation right here, you got points. You're going to get points. Don't throw a jump ball to a guy.
You're
He's
at
a
the
guy.
9-yard line.
He's a guy.
It's what I was taught early in my career. That's the cardinal sin, is to throw an interception into your end zone.
Exactly. Yeah.
You cannot do it because it's too damaging for the long term because it takes all your, as you said, you're at the 9-yard line. If you just throw it away, take your 3.
Right. Well, I think the thing was, Skip, if you look, that they got the ball because Buffalo fumbled. They pitched the ball and Singletary couldn't hold on to it. So they get the ball and they come right back. So you look at Buffalo's probably going to get 3 points or 7 points. So that would know. But in a situation where he threw the ball to Sky Moore, he never saw it.
Never saw him.
He never saw him.
You mean the last?
Yeah, the last interception.
Can we see the last one?
He never saw. I think it was Davis. Davis or Jones. I think the number 7.
The last one he rolls.
He never sees Skip. He never sees it.
Yep. Oh
no, that's the touch. I thought
Here we go. Here's the last play.
Skip, he never sees it. Look at it. He never sees it.
Little sidearm. Nope. Can't do it.
Never saw it.
And Milano is spying, so he feels like he's got to get rid of the football, and it allowed Vaughn to take an inside rush, which bothered Pat and made him bolt to the right, and he gets snaked for the pick that ends the game. And it was kind of a letdown because we had we got to see the playoff shootout, and you thought this was going to end with some sensational play at the end.
And we did, because we saw right before the half, we saw Buffalo go down and get a touchdown, and you see Mahomes in 12 seconds go down and and Buckner boomed a 62-yard field goal that looked like it would have been good from 70.
That is correct.
And then he comes right out of the half, and then he misses a 34, 35-yarder. And so it was shaping up. I thought the game would be a little more high-scoring than what it was, 24-20. I had the final score. I thought Buffalo would win 31-27.
Yep.
But, look, I still believe, all said and done, I still believe these probably are the two best teams in the AFC. They might be on a collision course again, but I think Buffalo is the best team. And Von Miller, Skip, this is why they gave him 40. At the time of signing, this is why he got $40+ million.
This is why he wasn't a Dallas Cowboy, even though he keeps telling people, I know some of the friends of mine that he plays golf with, he keeps saying, I would have gone to Dallas. Well, Jerry wasn't going to give you $40 million.
But so he every time, Skip, we keep talking about guys defensive, he keeps throwing this because he's changed that defense, Skip.
He changed it.
He's changed that defense.
He's changed everywhere he's been.
He has.
He is a Super Bowl component.
Yes.
You add him, and all of a sudden you're a Super Bowl contender. And yet, what the biggest takeaway I have from yesterday was Josh Allen has surpassed Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback in the AFC.
I'm not going that far.
Yeah,
I'm not going that far.
I'm ready.
Because here's the thing. And now we see what Tyreek has another 10-catch, 150+ yard outing. He doesn't have that explosive. Remember, we talked about it all year. It's going to be different for Patrick Mahomes now, Skip. It's going to be methodical. They got one busted play, big broken tackle by Juju. Yep. But for the most part, Skip, it's going to be these 12. We remember Mahomes used to have 1, 2, 3 play drives, and Tyreek had the ball going 70 yards into the end zone, piecing people out. Now everything will be 10, 12, 15 plays.
Okay, but Kelsey got his. He threw him 10 balls. He caught 8 for 108.
Juju?
That'll work. And Juju got 113 yards, worth 5 out of 5. So those will work. The rest of it won't work.
No. Well, they didn't run the ball particularly well yesterday. Patrick was basically a leading rusher. He had 4 carries for 21 yards for his average. Edwards-Helaire was 9 to 33. Skip, you got to do better than 18 for 68.
Yep.
Buffalo had 31 for 125. That's the balance, kind of the balance that you need. But, hey, Skip, Buffalo's going to be a tough out. We knew Buffalo was going to be good, and now that Vaughn has changed the dynamic of that defense.
Yes. Way to go, Buffalo. That's all I got to say.
There you go. You hater.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.